Samantha Blake had it all, at least, that's what everyone thought. At 35, she was a millionaire real estate mogul, owner of several high-end properties across the city, and a regular face in the society pages. She lived in a glass-walled penthouse with her 7-year-old daughter, Lily, who was her whole world. But behind the glitter, Samantha's life felt hollow. Her wealth came with endless meetings, fake smiles, and a long list of men who saw her more as a status symbol than as a person. She had been a single mom since Lily's birth. Her ex-husband had walked out before Lily could even talk. One Saturday morning, as they sat having breakfast in their sunny kitchen, Lily piped up. "Mom," she said between bites of pancake, "are you ever going to get married again?" Samantha laughed. "Why, you think I should?" Lily shrugged. "Maybe. I just think it'd be nice to have someone who can fix things around here. And someone who doesn't just talk about money." Her words stung more than Samantha expected. A deal between mother and daughter. That evening, Samantha sat on the edge of Lily's bed, tucking her in. "What if," Samantha said playfully, "I let you help me choose who I marry next? You can pick the person you think would be a good dad for you." Lily's eyes widened. "Really, really," Samantha said, smiling. "But remember, it's not about who's the richest or the most handsome. It's about who makes us both happy." Lily nodded solemnly, as though being handed a royal mission. A string of suitors. Over the next month, Samantha, more amused than serious, introduced Lily to several men she had been casually dating. There was Daniel, the smooth-talking investment banker, Charles, the art gallery owner who gave Lily an expensive porcelain doll, and Victor, the charming surgeon who brought them flowers and fine chocolates. But each time, Lily found something she didn't like. Daniel talks too much about stocks. Charles kept looking at your phone when you weren't watching. Victor kept calling me, kiddo, like he didn't even remember my name. Samantha began to notice what she had been blind to before. Most of the men she met never bothered to really connect with Lily. A chance encounter at the auto shop. One rainy Thursday, Samantha's luxury SUV started making an odd rattling sound. She drove it to a small, old-fashioned auto shop tucked in a quiet corner of town. The shop was owned by Jack Turner, a rugged, broad-shouldered mechanic in his late 30s. His hands were calloused, his t-shirt smudged with grease, but when he smiled, it was the kind of smile that made you feel instantly at ease. "Morning, ma'am," he said warmly. "What seems to be the trouble?" Samantha explained the noise, expecting a quick estimate before she headed back to her busy schedule. But as Jack opened the hood, Lily, who had tagged along, wandered toward the back of the shop. Samantha followed and found Lily sitting cross-legged on the floor, talking to a little boy about her age. He had bright brown eyes and was tinkering with a toy car. "This is Ben," Lily announced when Samantha reached them. "He's Jack's son. His mom died when he was a baby." Jack, overhearing, gave a small, respectful nod. "Just us two," he said simply. Samantha noticed how gentle Jack was with Lily, asking her about school and listening to her answers like they mattered. When they left, Lily was unusually quiet in the car. The unexpected choice. That night, while Samantha was reading on the couch, Lily climbed into her lap. "Mom," she began seriously, "I found him." "Found who?" "The one you should marry." Samantha laughed. "Oh really? And who's that?" "Jack," Lily said without hesitation. "The mechanic." Samantha nearly dropped her book. "Lily, I've only met him once. And besides, we don't know anything about him." "I know enough," Lily said firmly. "He's nice, he's kind to kids, and he's not like those other guys. He listens. And he already knows how to fix cars, so that's cool." Samantha smiled at her daughter's logic but brushed it off. "Sweetheart, life's not that simple." A slow friendship. Still, Samantha found herself returning to Jack's shop for small car issues, or sometimes just to say hello. Jack never pushed conversation beyond polite friendliness, but over time, they began talking about their kids, their work, and the challenges of raising children alone. Jack told her he had left a corporate job years ago to take over his father's old garage. It didn't make him rich, but it gave him time for Ben. One afternoon, Samantha brought coffee for both of them. Jack seemed surprised. "No one's ever brought me coffee here before," he said, smiling. "Well," Samantha replied, "maybe they should." The dinner that changed everything. A month later, Lily invited Ben and Jack to join them for dinner at Samantha's penthouse. Jack was hesitant at first. "That's not really my world," he admitted, but Ben was excited, and eventually Jack agreed. It was the first time Samantha saw the two kids together for more than a few minutes. They played board games, built Lego castles, and laughed so hard they nearly fell off the couch. When it was time to go, Lily hugged Jack. "You'd be a really good dad," she whispered. Jack froze, clearly taken aback. He glanced at Samantha, unsure how to respond, but there was warmth in his eyes. Breaking the walls. Over the next weeks, Samantha realized she was looking forward to her chats with Jack more than she wanted to admit. There was no pretense with him, no designer suits, no rehearsed lines, no constant mention of money. But the thought of dating him scared her. What would her friends say? What about the business partners who expected her to mingle in high society? One evening, she confided her doubts to her friend Claire. "You're afraid of what people will think," Claire said bluntly. "But if your daughter sees something real in him, maybe you should, too." The moment of truth. 2 weeks later, Samantha stopped by the shop under the pretense of a check-up on her car. Jack was closing up, the last golden light of sunset spilling into the garage. "Jack," she began, "I need to ask you something. How do you feel about us? Not just as friends." Jack wiped his hands on a rag, meeting her gaze. "I've thought about it, but I figured you live in a different world. I didn't want to embarrass you." Samantha stepped closer. "You'd never embarrass me, and for what it's worth, Lily thinks you're perfect." Jack chuckled. Smart kid. A new beginning. They started small. Movie nights with the kids, picnics in the park, visits to the beach. Lily and Ben became inseparable, and Jack's quiet strength began to feel like the missing piece in Samantha's life. One crisp autumn evening, while they were walking along the waterfront, Jack turned to Samantha. "I'm not rich. I can't give you the world. But I can give you honesty, respect, and a family." Samantha smiled. "That's more than I've ever been offered." The proposal. Months later, on Lily's 8th birthday, Jack surprised everyone. After the cake was cut and the kids were playing, he took Samantha's hand. "I know this wasn't the way most people imagine things, but I love you, and I love Lily like she's my own. Will you marry me?" Before Samantha could answer, Lily shouted, "Say yes, Mom." Samantha laughed through her tears. "Yes," she whispered, "happily ever after, in their own way." The wedding was small, held in Jack's backyard under strings of fairy lights. There were no celebrity guests, no designer gowns, just close friends, family, and two kids who couldn't stop. Smiling. For the first time in years, Samantha felt at peace. She realized that the perfect man wasn't the one with the biggest bank account, but the one who could fix more than just cars, someone who could fix the loneliness she'd carried for so long. And Lily, she was proud to tell anyone who would listen, "I picked my new dad myself." Moral of the story: sometimes children see the truth adults overlook. Love isn't about status or wealth, it's about kindness, connection, and the courage to choose happiness over appearances.